What's poppin'? This is Nikki, and welcome to Content Corner Live. First and foremost, let me get the side view. Good. First and foremost, let me know how you're feeling, right? If you're watching this live right now, if you're watching this replay, just hit like so YouTube can know that this is a good video and it should get spread out to the algorithm. Okay, that's all I ask. First and foremost, just hit the like button. Later on, we can go on with the other stuff, right? But we got a lot to talk about today. You guys have requested it, right? And how do I go live every single week? What equipment do I use? What tools do I use? What is the process? How do I repurpose all of this? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how I even get the chat on this thingy over here where it tells me how many subscribers, all of that. We're going to talk about it. Instagram came out with some new stuff as far as some updates that we got to look at, the different features. So we got to talk about that. I want to try to finish this AI video that I have in my head. We may do that live if we have some time. Plus, I got to check up on y'all and see how everything is doing. So that's what we're doing today. Okay? That's what we're doing today. I saw a comment real quick. Nikki, your channel is so underrated. Your content is A1. I receive all of that. Okay? I receive all of that. Now, like I said, let me know 1 to 10, how are we feeling? And then, of course, please like this. All of that amazing stuff. Yes, yesterday was my birthday. So, shout out to everybody who wished me a happy birthday. All of that amazing stuff. Those who sent stuff, who has DM'd me, messaged me. I appreciate all the love. I had an amazing birthday. Okay, had an amazing birthday. A little bit of reflecting. Real quick. Type in me if you are the type that reflects on their birthday, right? It doesn't have to be no deep reflection, but like reflect on your birthday, right? Like this is my kind of New Year's. I never look at it more of like on January 1st is New Year's. I look at like birthdays as New Year's, right? And so for me, one of the reflections that I did, because some of us can be very hard on ourselves. I know I can. I tend to downplay a lot of the things that I do. And so this year, I was only looking at the positive. I was only looking at, okay, we started Lion's Behavior. We have an amazing live show. Like, we have, like, on an average, 100 people that jumps on these lives. We've started channel memberships. We've started taking content to a whole new level, right? Started Create 14. Like, there's a lot of things that I just was like, you know what? I need to stop being hard on myself. I need to, like, shout out to my guy right here, Learning Grace. Like, we got to give ourselves some grace. We got to truly look at the things that we've created and go, I did that, right? And it doesn't need to be on your birthday, right? It just doesn't need to be on your birthday. It just needs to, like, this week, looking at July, right? Or whenever you're watching this, being like, I did that. Like, I started Substack. I don't label myself as a writer, but I'm writing, right? I've monetized. We're at 3 paid subscribers. For a person that says, yo, I don't write, I got 3 paid subscribers on Substack. What? Like, doubting myself on trying to do YouTube channel memberships. I believe we have over 60 people in channel memberships. Like, the things that I've doubted so much on trying to start, I look at now more of, we're just going to look at things as experiments. So I just wanted to reflect a little bit openly with you guys. There's a book that I'm reading right now, super good. I believe it's called Tiny Experiments. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, right? Has anyone looked into Substack push the Nazi writings though? What? I have not seen that. I don't know nothing about that. I don't want, and here's the thing. I don't want no, I'm such in this place of my life that I remove all negative situation. I don't even try to look into it. There's a lot of stuff on Instagram that is horrible. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube that's horrible. There's definitely a lot of stuff on X that's horrible, right? I'm just like, what am I creating? What is the change that I'm trying to be, right? What is the difference that I'm doing on the platform? Now, if the platform completely negative, that's a different story. But what is the change that I'm trying to be? That's something that I'm focusing on. And plus, especially on Instagram, mute is an amazing feature. Unfollowing is an amazing feature. Block is an amazing feature. Please, from a mental health wise, use those features. Please. Because you will get caught up in some things. I've wasted too much energy on drama that has nothing to do with me. You feel me? It has nothing to do with me. So, hold on, let me show y'all this book that I'm reading. Let me see. Can it work? Boom. Tiny Experiments. Don't ask me how to say this last name. Okay? This is a really, really fire thing. I've heard different interviews and different clips of this author and how she looks at experiments. This is why I'm doing the Substack experiment. This is why I'm doing 30 days of Substack, like the way that I'm doing it, because of inspired by this book. So if y'all are about goals, if y'all about like, how do I look at things a little bit different, check out that book. Okay. Come on, early with the super chat. Come on. And listen, I'll say this. Because yesterday was my birthday, right? Yesterday was my birthday. If you want to give some channel memberships to the audience today, I'm not even saying you get channel membership. Gift others, please do that. I got Create 14 that we'll talk about if you want to join the challenge. There's going to be some things. That's another thing. Okay, one more quick thing. One more quick thing before we get into this live setup, right? And please share this live. Take a screenshot, put it on the stories. Say, yo, Nikki's dropping truth right now, right? One thing. I said this on Inside of Deeper Than the Brand. Shout out to everybody who's part of Deeper Than the Brand. Who struggles, type in me, who struggles with promoting their stuff? I'm going to do a quick situation, right? I'm going to be honest and transparent. Who struggles with promoting themselves? Like, I don't like sounding too salesy. I don't like I'll promote it, but I sometimes struggle with that, right? And there's no right or wrong. Just want to know the answer, right? I see a lot of me's. I see y'all. Thank you for that transparency. I'm going to be honest. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. But follow me. Okay? There's two things about not promoting yourself. One, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. Two, you are hiding your gift from people, right? There are people who want to support you. There are people who need the product and the services that you have. And because you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason, what you may think other people may think about it, they're not your audience. So I need you not to think about what they may think. He or she or they are going to sound too pushy. They always bringing this up. They like, then let them click off. Let them click off. They not your audience. It's cool. It's cool. You know what I mean? So real quick, give me a number one if at least this week, I'm not saying forever. Remember, we're on this experiment situation, right? But one, if you're going to at least be more intentional with putting yourself out there, right? With putting yourself out there. And I say this wholeheartedly, one, because there are a lot of people, and I'll speak on it from like a Create 14 standpoint. There were a lot of people who didn't know Create 14 was happening, right? And was like, yo, I needed this. I needed time to like focus for just 14 days. I needed the support. Why didn't you tell me? I would have joined. And I said it. What are you talking about? Right? And I realized because of my own self of not wanting to talk about it and be like, oh, I want to add value. I did a disservice to certain people, right? I did disservice. And then as well, we leaving money on the table. I can't help y'all monetize y'all brand. And I'm still in the back of my head, like, I just want to add value. Right? What is Create 14? Okay, I'll do a quick plug. Okay, and then I'm gonna give y'all the link, and then we go into this. I gotta get into the topic. All right. However, so something that helped me focus was dedicating 30 minutes a day to what I needed to do for my brand. If it was content, I focused on content. If it's monetization, I focused on that. So I created Create 14, which is for 14 days for 30 minutes. You are focusing on your brand. There's a ideation stage because we just don't have time to think. So the first 4 days, you're just thinking. You're not doing anything. You're just thinking. Okay. The next phase is going to be draft, where you're going to draft up. You're going to pick, I'm going the content route or I'm going the monetization route. Right. And then you're going to draft it up and you're going to get prompts every single day in these next 14 days. And then you're going to do the launch post situation where at the end of the 14 days, you are going to have a week's worth of content, or you're going to have a landing page, waiting page, like a waiting list page for your products or your service. Okay. So that's what Create 14 is. We'll talk more about it. There's some people that have been in through Create 14. It's a vibe. We have the next one, August 12th. August 12th is the next one. You can secure your spot right there. But all right, let's get to this topic of the night, because this was actually done by one of the channel members. Okay, shout out to the main squad. Because I asked, yo, what do you want to talk about? What do you want me to cover? And somebody was like, yo, you finally got to talk about your live setup. You finally got to talk about it, right? And so I'm gonna show you where they said it too. Hold up. Right here. Let's get it. Jared, what up? I see you. Love this, Nikki. I'm actually an accountability coach, and I help women stay accountable to their life, and they want to build for themselves. So I love that you did that. Thank you. Listen, this is going to go into another topic, so I'm going to try to keep this short. When we're thinking about creating different systems, just look at what has worked for you, right? Look at what has worked for you. I have ADHD, so my focus is all over the place, right? And so I needed 30 minutes, 90 minutes a day just focusing on like one thing. And when I did that, it changed a lot of things. I was able to create Lions behavior because I was able to do Content Corner on a weekly basis. I was able to start a second channel. It's a lot of stuff. So, all right. But okay, let me start what we do. Let me start what we do with Content Corner Livey. All right. So, why is this? What? Okay. See, already with this situation. There we go. Cool. So, shout out to my guy. He was like, could you give us a quick tour of the studio setup and the workflow for recording your live stream? All right. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put chat. I'm putting the chat real quick. Yes. Micro goals for keys for helping my ADHD. Listen, we can have a whole conversation about that. But we'll talk about that later. If you want to talk about it later, we can. Okay. Do you want to go live? Do you want to do live streaming? I'll do live streaming. I'm gonna put this in the chat, right? Yes. I'm scared, right? Hold on. Because I need to address those people too. I'm scared. I already go live. Nah. That's going to be the poll. Okay? Let me know what you got. But please talk about ADHD and okay, if you want me to talk about that after this one, we'll get a vote on it. Okay? See, you can't tell me this. You know, I just said I had ADHD. I'll go side note. You know what I mean? Yeah, go side note. All right. So so we got 52% that say they want to go live. Shout out to the people who say, yo, I'm scared. Shout out to the people who already go live. And shout out to the people who are like, nah, I have no interest in that. Okay? I have no interest in that. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Now, bring this up. Y'all been here. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all been here. Y'all, I have a live tab. If y'all haven't known. Aw, thank you for the super sticker. Come on. Appreciate you. So, as y'all know, we have Content Corner Live every Monday, 9 p.m. Okay? Now, this could vary from a 2-hour situation to sometimes, where is it at? To a 4-hour situation, right? Depending on how good this is, right? Now, the only way that I'm able to do it is research, the setup, and the repurpose, okay? So, everybody type R for research, right? S for setup, and R for repurpose. RSR, okay? I don't ever suggest anybody to start a live off top. Just like, yo, I'm gonna go live, right? Nikki, I'm inspired. I'm gonna go live, okay? Now, there's a short amount of people, like a small amount of people that can do that. Okay? They can do that. Yeah, they can do that. Because eventually it's going to make sense. Like they gotta, it's like waking up and you gotta get your brain to start again over and over again. So that's what kind of like how they treat live. They get on live, they're like, yo, what's up? How's everybody feeling? I'm gonna wait here for a little bit till y'all come live, this, that, and the third, which I don't ever suggest. No one on this live should ever wait for anybody to be on your live. Okay? Put P for promise that when you go on live, that you are not going to be like, all right, I'm just going to wait here till somebody jumps on. No. Okay? Just put P for promise. Dre, I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to you. Yeah, put P for promise, all right? Because I know y'all have seen those lives. I know y'all have seen those lives where people are just like, all right, we just gonna wait till we get a certain amount of people. I mean, oh, I see. Hold on. I see GNC Sports. What up, Oh, they left. All right, my bad. All right. Yeah, it's so annoying. Okay? So annoying. So, we got to figure out the research, right? We got to figure out the research. Now, of course, we have, let's go with, well, I'll show you one way that I do research. I'll show you one way off top how I do research. Now, I'm going to speak from a YouTube standpoint, but this applies to just doing research for lives in general. Now, I will say, all honesty, for those who've been with me for a minute, right? If you've been with me for a minute, type me. I mean, minute like IG live days. I used to go all the time, like Monday through Friday on IG live. And then I narrowed it down to maybe like twice a week to like once a week to now I don't go live on IG at all. Because the head of IG said, yo, we're not putting no more resources on Instagram. Okay? If y'all haven't noticed, the numbers haven't been hidden the same. When you bring somebody on, the hack used to be you bring somebody on, it brings their audience. That doesn't even happen anymore. So I'm not a true fan from a growth status. I'm speaking on lives from a growth status of, I'm not a big fan of it, but if you got to start somewhere from a platform that you're very comfortable with, I'm all for it. Okay? So if that's your platform of choice, like Nikki, I am that person on Instagram. I don't even want to look at YouTube. That's fine. I'm that person on Facebook. I don't even want to look at YouTube. That's okay. Right? But I'm just telling you my reason why I'm not a fan of Instagram. Okay? I'm not a fan of Instagram. And shout out to my day ones, to my people who've been here for a minute, right? It's like Facebook Live ain't hidden on none neither. I didn't even know that because Facebook, me and Facebook, we have some situations too. Okay? So let me show you where we're going. TikTok now is a good thing. TikTok, I heard TikTok Live is a vibe. So if you TikTok living all day, right? Now, of course, let me pull it up. Of course, when we go and we do some research, of course, we can start with ChatGPT. Okay? Of course. We can start with there, right? A really good, especially for my paid users. My paid users, you have an amazing thing called deep research. Anything that you want to look up that you need full details on, please use deep research. If you don't have the paid version, that's okay. You can still use ChatGPT to be like, okay, I'm going on live, right? Let me come up. Hold on. Let's see. So I'm going on live, and I'm speaking as, let's say, a fitness trainer, right? For those who are above 30 and want to get abs. What are some topics that people are looking up right now that I can talk on live? All right. Boom. Actually, I should do this as an incognito because I don't want this to remember. Actually, they can remember it. I'm cool with that. Thinking. Let's see. And so it's looking up fitness trends. And I show you, this is not my brand. All right. This is not my brand. I am not a fitness trainer. I don't do none of that. I just walk and do the Peloton. I do 20 minutes a day. There's nothing about me that is a research anything, right? But let's just say I'm using this, cool, picking up suggested trending topics. Shout out to Men's Health. It's going over, it's looking over the web. And so this is helping, right? This is helping with you not having to go to so many different blogs. This is plus. This is not pro. I am not paying $200. Okay? I promise you, I am not. No. No. It is not there yet for me. So would it be wise to use Gemini Deep Search? Yeah, you can use. Now, my preference is always going to be ChatGPT or Poppy AI. But Gemini is good. Claude is good. Perplexity is great, right? However you want to go about it, cool. But you can see right here, this took, a minute and 22. And it's going to give me different topics that I could talk about, right? And I'm only using ChatGPT because that's what majority of people use. Your AI preference is your AI preference. I'm not mad at it, right? I'm not mad at it. But so this gives me, all right, we're already at 9 different topics. Zone 2 cardio for fat burning abs. Intermittent fasting and strength training timing matters. Static core holds versus crunches. I don't know nothing of this, but if I was a fitness person, I would know what this means, right? Yep, Perplexity and ChatGPT are saved for me. Yeah, absolutely. As I say, I want to speak as for the majority, but Perplexity is elite, okay? Perplexity is elite, especially for research. Claude is dope. I use Claude more for like coding and things like that, but we could talk about that another time. Okay, cool. So now I have a topic, right? Recovery is the new 6-pack secret. That's something that people are going to be like, oh, what you talking about? So now I have my topic, right? I could go deeper into this and ask chat or whatever AI preference is like, okay, what else can I blend in with that? Because this is the biggest thing. When we're talking about lives, I instantly think of segments. Instantly, okay? Put S for segments. Reason why I say that, and let me see if I could share because I want to actually write some of this out for you guys. Can we do, well, this is the blackboard. We ain't going to do whiteboard. We're going to do blackboard. Can we do blackboard session real quick? You know what I mean? Now, don't judge me on my handwriting. I am a techie, and I suck, and I own that, and I'm okay with that. Okay? So, segments, right? When we're thinking about lives, we have to think about the clips that we are going to possibly have. The reason why lives are great is because it's a content machine. It has nothing to do with the people that may watch it or may not watch it on that live period, right? Regardless of, and some of y'all been with me for a minute, regardless if I have 5 people or I have 105 people, right? I'm going to be the same way because I'm thinking about the repurposing, right? So if I'm doing research on, okay, the recovery of a 6-pack, cool. I'm thinking about the different segments that I can do about this topic. Cool. Because there's going to be, whether it's shorts, whether it's written content, whether it's pictures, whatever it may be, I'm thinking about that. So if we break down like my live, okay? We break down my live. We normally talk about, let's say, the first thing we talk about is a trend or hot topic, right? Hot topic. Hot topic. Boom. Okay. Why? Because in the very beginning, I want to get your attention. I want, people are like, okay, ChatGPT agent came out. I need to know about that. Yo, Instagram did this. I need to know about that. Yo, I need to do this. Yo, so I'm always going to go first with what are people talking about? What are people looking up? Things like that. Bring the attention to, right? Then what I'm probably going to be doing is some updates. Then we'll do some AI stuff. And then 4, we're going to do some reactions. Okay? So these are normally the segments that I have in my mind, right? I may not go, this is the update segment. This is the AI segment. I'm not doing that. But I know in every live, I'm going to go with a hot topic or a trend. We're going to talk about some updates. We're going to try to do some AI stuff mainly, right? And then if I could get to reactions, I'll get to reactions. Reactions is really good for short form, right? For me, short form. Because I'm not trying to be a whole reaction channel, right? AI is great for me for long form. Can't spell that. Boop. Long form and short, right? Updates, probably short. Trend and hot topic is great for long and short. This is how I'm prepping my lives, right? This is how I'm prepping my lives. What is the research that I'm doing? What is the topic? And how are they fitting into these different segments, right? So put R for research, because a live isn't just when you're thinking about a content machine, right? When you're thinking about a content machine, not just I'm doing a live just to do live. I'm talking about like something that I could just have to do once a week, that I can create multiple pieces of content. I'm thinking about what is my research and how is it going to fit into each of these different segments? How am I making these different segments? Okay, cool. I see the R's in the chat. I see the R's in the chat. You feel me? Wait, I saw what you said, Danny. Hold on. Let me put that. Let me put that on the thing. I often do deep research in ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and Claude. All have strengths and weaknesses to the fact that I pull all the results in Notebook LM and ask it to do a highlight any discrepancies. Woo! Ooh, come on. That's fire. Danny, that's fire. Yeah, you on a different note on that one. You're on a different note on that one. Okay, so now, how production-wise, right? Everybody put P for production, right? P for production. Production-wise, what do I use? Okay. So we're going to be talking about the software, and we're going to go into a bit of the equipment as well. And don't worry, all the equipment, I'm going to give you an equipment list as well. All right. So first is first. How am I able to do the intros, the going from here to here to here, all through ECAM Live. Okay, all through ECAM Live. I will give you that link right here. All right. Now, ECAM Live, I will say this. Hold on. I'm gonna give you two options. Because ECAM Live is only for Mac people, right? Only for Mac people. Now, if you have a PC, if you are a PC person, I'm then going to recommend Riverside. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say StreamYard is bad. I'm not going to say any other platform is bad. I'm going to say I've used ECAM and I've used Riverside, and I stamp both. I've been on StreamYard. I've seen great production, right? I'm just personally how we see this whole setup is through ECAM Live. Okay, so I use ECAM Live. I'll show you the pricing on that, right? They have a 14-day trial. They have a 16 a month and a 32 a month. I have the pro version. Okay, I have the pro version. And what this allows you to do is not only multi-stream on different platforms, so you can do Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of these different platforms at one time, right? 4K streaming, real-time bandwidth stats, which is very, very important. How many cameras do you have? I'm gonna get into that. I got you. We're gonna get into the equipment. I got you, right? But this is great also when you're on Zoom, when you're on, let's say, Google Meets and all of that, right? This is not only just for lives. This is the reason why I use these things. What's up, Marco? Shout out to Marco for the super chat. Thank you, Marco. You feel me? Y'all hitting. Hold on. Let me do a quick shout out. Shout out to Marco, GNC Sports, Dre, Miss Love, Black TV, and Glenn for all the super chats and super stickers. I appreciate you so much. But so I don't only use ECAM for lives. I use ECAM for all the YouTube videos that you see. Okay? All of them. There's not one single YouTube video, maybe besides when I was outside, that I did not use ECAM Live. So all of these videos, okay, when you see me in front of right here, is through ECAM Live. Because it allows me not only to stream, but it allows me to do pre-recorded videos and separate the audio and the video and the presentation, all of that. So it's a vibe. Now, if I was to show you, how do I show? Give me 3 seconds. 3 seconds, because I want to show you like my setup real quick. Let's do live demo. Let's try live demo. Would it come up? I'm not sure if you can see all of it, but there you go. Okay. So I got my audio stuff. I got my overlays. I can, hold on. Where's I could change the brightness and temperature of things, right? So I'm able to also bring in somebody else if I wanted to. I could give them a link. So when we saw the different guests, you can see that. I'm able to change scenes. So this is how I'm able to like go from here to here to here. I'm able to change different scenes. Everything is through ECAM. I'm able to produce everything. This is a one person situation. So that's ECAM, right? Now, let's talk about these cameras. Let's talk about these cameras. Okay. So I will show you. I'm gonna give you the equipment list first. I'll give y'all the equipment list. So y'all don't say I don't give y'all nothing. Right? I don't give y'all nothing. And make sure y'all can see everything. Boom. Bang. That is the equipment list. The camera that I use. Sony A7C, right? This is the one that I use. Now, does this mean this is the one you have to use? No, this is the one that I use. So if you're like, Nikki, how did you get this look? I use that. Nikki, what lens do you use? I use a Sigma 28 to 70 millimeter. So it's not always about the camera. It has a lot to do with the lens, right? And so I have a 20 to 7 millimeter lens. I'm giving you just kind of the price range and everything like that, right? Now, how do I have this set up, right? What camera is this one where I just do my side view, right? That is going to be my lovely Osmo Pocket 3, okay? Which I'm hearing that there's going to be a new one. I don't know when, but I heard there's going to be a new one soon. But this has been, when I tell you, a creator's like best friend lately, right? This can do 4K. Now vertical does 3K, which is great. But 4K, it can act as a webcam for you. So that's what it does when I go like here. This is a webcam. It's just an amazing thing. It can set up completely with your DJI mic. But yes, that price didn't always used to be that way. You feel me? That price didn't always used to be that way. But the demand is heavy, right? The demand is heavy. Can you give me info on setup on how we get comments on the screen? Can you use a Sony? You can use any Sony. Like, here's the thing. The thing that I use to connect, oh, that's what I need to put on the list. The thing that I use to connect it is a cam link, right? It's a caption card to connect your camera to the computer. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on. Cam link. Hold on. Let me find it for you. Just because you asked. Bang. This is the Elgato cam link. I will actually put this on my list right now. Hold on. Boom. So that should be in the equipment list now. And so you can see it right here. Hold up. Boom, boom, boom. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It just had, there we go. So connect the cam link to your computer, connect the HDMI cable to the camera, all of that. So that's the piece that you're going to need. All right. And then when we're talking about how to do this, right? How do we do this? This is an overlay, right? We want a video on how Isaiah helps. Isaiah! They calling for you. I could tell you, but we do a video about that too. So this is an overlay, right? And if I go back to, and I'll show you. Where's my live mode? Live mode? Turn on live mode. Cool. I think it worked. So right here, this scene right here, right? You're allowed to create different overlays, right? And so I do a screen share of, if you see in the background, this one right here where I have the live stream, I'm copying this particular part of the chat, and I'm making it an overlay on my actual live stream by making it a screen share overlay, and that's through ECAM. So hopefully y'all saw that. I don't know if it did the live demo mode, but hopefully happy late birthday. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get this all the way right. There we go. So, thank you so much. No problem. So, I thought that camera was a lot more affordable. What happened? The demand. All right? Demand. Now, I do have two screens. Okay? I do have two screens. So when you see me like looking at here, I'm looking at my second one, right? My first one, where I'm able to go like this is where I'm normally performing, right? Normally sharing like the screen. When you see this is happening on my first screen. I do have a teleprompter, right? Let me show y'all. I do have a teleprompter where I keep my comments in front of me, right? Raise the price since it's from China. Yep. Tariff price. Yep. Listen, all of that. Now, I will say the teleprompter has been a game changer. The teleprompter has been a super, super game changer. One, it's been great for Zoom calls because I look directly to the people instead of looking to the side or down or anything like that. But also when I'm doing pre-recorded videos, I'm able to look at a script, put it right there, and look right in front of the camera. And then, of course, from like the comments, I'm able to read the comments directly straight in front instead of like going to the side and things like that. So I'm very aware of where where my focus is ending up, because that also affects your replay. That also affects how people experience it. Because it's like if I was like looking like this, going, yeah, so this is the teleprompter and da-da-da, it looks kind of weird. But if I'm looking this way, right, and you're seeing that I'm looking at it in real time, it just gives a better live experience, right? Is the prompter mounted to your desk or a separate tripod? That's a separate tripod, right? So so I have my Sony A7C, and let me this is where we'll do a live situation. Let me show you. Hold on. Okay. Boom. So the teleprompter that I was talking about is right there. Okay. So like I was telling you, I have my comments right in front. So I have two screens. So this allows me to preview the live that's happening in real time. This is the main one, right? And this is my teleprompter. Now, when we get into the lights, right? What's the electric bill? What's my electric bill? I think like 140, right? Any suggestions on screens? I'm not the best on screens. I have some Samsung screens that were on sale. I ain't gonna hold you. So this one is my latest. This is my latest light, right? Which is the Amaran Max Verge. Okay, which is, hold on, let me show y'all. I think that is this one. Here we go. So this is the Amaran. This is the one that I use. Super skinny. Super skinny. All right. And it can mount right into your desk. So you don't have to have a separate stand, tripod, nothing like that. This clamps right into your desk. So it saves a lot of space. Skinny and clamps right into it. That's why I love it so much. And it has been a game changer. Okay? Super game changer. And then, hold on. Would you say ECAM is like Riverside? Trying to figure out which software to use. It seems so overwhelming, but I do want to get started. So if you're used to Riverside, I would say stick with Riverside, right? They're starting to add different intros and different scenes as well. That if you're used to that process, they allow you to stream. So you can stay with Riverside. Now, it's only when you want to up the production that I would say maybe look into ECAM. You feel what I'm saying? So, okay, so that's one of the lights. Now, the second light, hold on, let me see. No, don't track me. Hold on. Let me get the Osmo up and popping. There we go. Okay. So boom. I have a light right above me. This is new, right? The two lights that I'm showing you, super new. Now this allows to like separate me and the background a lot clearer, right? And so I have this right above me. And this one is the Amaran Pano 60C kit. Okay. That's what I have right above me that allows separation between me and the background. Okay. So I don't only depend on one light. I depend on like several lights. Okay. And then, like I said, all of this is in my list, and I'll give you guys that, and I'll put it, shoe game on point. I appreciate you. That is not on the list. The shoe game is not on the list. Okay. Now, here's another thing. The cam link didn't add? It was supposed to add. Okay, I'll add the cam link after the live. I'll add the cam link after the live. Whoever needs that, I got y'all. Okay, so yeah, we're up to 1.2. I'm just sharing my setup. You don't have to do this particular setup. Honestly, if we keep it a buck, if we keep it all the way a buck, right? Because we've seen different streamers use different cameras, different setups, right? You can start off with just a webcam. The list that I'm giving you is the stuff that I use. But you can start off with, I think Elgato just came out with a new webcam, 4K situation. Let's look it up together. I don't want to, Elgato Delgado webcam. This one. This is the one that they just came out. And it's a true 4K 60 frames per second situation. I'll give y'all this. And that's $200. Okay? That's $200. You could start there, right? And this could be for your live streams. This could be for your Zooms. This could be everything like that. Do you need 60 frames? No. I use 24 frames per second. Yeah, I use 24. The most 30. You feel what I'm saying? The most 30. But this one, this could go crazy for you. So it just depends on the budget that you have. But if we go very basic, when we're talking about equipment, what is your camera? How are you having your lighting to make sure your lighting is good? Right? Why you need 60 frames per second. Isaiah, I'll let you do that. I don't think you need 60 frames per second. What are you slowing? I don't know why. But yeah. Maybe for like in real life situation, like IRL situations. And then I have these lights over here, like the hue lights. And I'll show you that one. I have, where did I have that? Now I can't even find my list. Ha! Now I can't even find my list. I've been going crazy. Hold up. Where is my list? Okay, boom. And then I have these. So the thing that lights Nipsey up back there, that's these things right here. The hue lights. And you don't have to use the hue lights, right? You can do whatever you want to use to light it up. It's just background to kind of, once again, put some accent to it, put some kind of style to it, and plus, once again, just to separate yourself. So from an equipment wise, that's what I use. Okay, I use ECAM. I use the Sony A7C. I use the Osmo. One thing I didn't show y'all. Hold on. Let me switch it up. Here we go. The one thing that I do to change all the different scenes is the Stream Deck. Okay? So I use the Stream Deck to change from like here to back to here to then go to the screen. So that's the Stream Deck, right? I have my Rodecaster that connects that does all the sounds. And it connects my mic to the computer. Now, you don't need this big thing. I'm going to be honest with you. You do not need that. You can use the Duo if it's only just like you. Okay? So you could use this thing right here. Boom. Oh, where'd it go? There you go. You can use the Duo, or you can use a cheaper interface. I just like using the Rodecaster kind of vibes because of the quality as well as the soundboard all on one. It's an amazing thing, right? Do you use USB 3.0 cables? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know. I just connect the joint and hope that it works. This is why I buy kind of more of the latest versions of certain things, except for the Rodecaster, because I know the USB stuff is always upgrading. So am I using it? I don't know. You feel me? I don't know. Hold on. Stream Deck is a plus for you. Yeah, Stream Deck is a must for me. And I have the bigger one because I do multiple things, but you can use the small joint. Feel me? So Stream Decks has programmed scenes. I program it. You could program, it gives you software to program all the different scenes that you want into it. So it could be easier to just make it a one button situation. How do you keep it all straight with only two screens? I mean, 2 screens is a lot for me. I used to have 1. You feel me? I used to have 1. So the fact that I have 1 here, monitoring everything here, the comments on this side, I'm good. I'm good. As Nikki, the mixer is no longer needed. You can use a USB-C mic and plug the computer. So if I was using a USB-C mic, yes, I wouldn't need the mixer anymore. Absolutely. So if you don't want the mixer, you can use that. I have an RE20, right? Or I would upgrade to probably the Shure, what is it, the M7B one? I personally wouldn't go down to a USB-C mic. That's me. Like I said, once again, disclaimer. I am only sharing what I have used. That's it. I'm only sharing but there is budget-friendly situations for everybody. But the question was my setup, so I'm SM7B. Thank you. You know. Get me right. Come on. You feel me? Okay, so that's my equipment. That's all of that. I gave you the list of all the stuff that I have. All of that. I have a Mac Mini. Okay, I have a Mac Mini. When I'm on the road, I have a MacBook, right? And I have my iPad to do stuff like this, right? Stuff like this. This is what I do. Okay? Now, cool. We talked about the equipment. We talked about the software. Now, let's talk about the repurposing. All right? Let's talk about the repurposing. Now, let me get real with y'all. Y'all make it very fun. Y'all make it very, very fun to be on these lives. And this is probably why I be on these lives for a very long time. However, if you weren't on here, I'm still going to do what I do because the lives don't last just between the hours of 9 to 11 p.m. for me, Eastern time, or whatever your time zone is. Your lives doesn't just live in the time that you go live. It can last as long as you want it to. Okay? It could last tomorrow. It could last next week. It could last 4 more times. It doesn't matter. Your live can live as long as you give it life. So everybody put L for life. Not live, life. You have to give your live life. The only reason that y'all probably are on this live is because you've seen a video of mine's, right? That came from a live, a short, a Instagram clip from the live. You've seen a thread, a written situation from the live, a newsletter from the live. I give my lives life, for a very long life. Okay? So it all has to do with what you do with it, right? It sounds very simple, but let's break it down. So I got this live, right? Let's just talk about what we just saw. Let's just and I'll take you into the mindset of how I go. So for one, we will clip, right, the live segment. like live stream setup segment, right? Now, this could be, boom, a full, this could be, I could either repurpose it and retitle it and put it as my Friday video. I could do that. Bare minimum, so I could put main channel. I could repurpose that for there. Or I have a clips channel. I could take that, right? Oops, I don't know why it just, I could put it into my clips channel, right? Because I'm starting to take that. Google Drive, yeah, I use Google Drive. So, boom, I have 2 places off top. Just this one segment that we're doing right now. I could already repurpose it for a Friday drop, or I can put it onto my second channel, right? Now, we've talked about research, right? We've talked about production, right? And we are talking about, which is the setup, right? And repurpose, or however you spell that joint, right? So I can make this into a short. I can make this into a short. I can make this into a short. That quote that I said, as far as your live has you have to give it life, right? That's a quote. So I can take some of the things that I've said, showing the equipment list, that could be a picture. All of these different things that I've cut up, that I've shown you guys, have all been different clips, different carousels, different shorts, all within what you've already saw. Already. And I don't have to rewatch it. I know the way that I've set this up. Okay, the research joint, boom, we could talk about ChatGPT, right? Oh, new member alert. I see you. Come on. New member alert. I see you. Appreciate you. Come on. So, cool. Now, mind you, once again, this right here would normally live in just the live tab, right? So I'll show you real quick. Let's go to, I think it's my YouTube. Okay. So we go to the live tab, right? So if you look at my replays from the live, now, a lot of people, I'll say a lot of people, I won't say everybody, because some of y'all like, I remember one live, I said, who's watching a 3-hour live? And y'all commented at the end, Nikki, I watch all 3 hours. I'm like, y'all love me for real. So off of a replay, 2.4K, 2.3K, 1.4K, 5.8K, 3.5K, right? But here's the thing. Once it's done, right? Once it's done, it probably has like a week or so of getting some replays, and then it kind of just dies out. So it's up to me and Isaiah, right? To kind of bring it back to life. So a prime example is where, oh, I can't, no, where's one? Because, so right here, the Friday's video, the Notebook LM, type me if you saw that, right? Put P for promise if you're going to watch it after this. But this Notebook LM one that I did on Friday was from a pop-up live, right? Was a pop-up live. And so what I did was, we made this podcast, let's show the process and make it into a Friday clip. So all of this, and I'll show you, doing this to make my learning a lot easier. You could do this with anything. You could upload your own source, Google Docs, Google Slides, web. Does this look familiar? This little circle, screen sharing. This is what we're doing right now, right? This is what we're doing right now. So I see, let me address this, because some people are like, what skill set does Isaiah bring to the table? So, we go with, I'm the front face, right? I'm the front face. Isaiah is everything behind the scenes. Isaiah is the editor, is the creative mind, is the storyteller for everything that you see on this YouTube channel, right? And he is also in charge, but I may switch him out because I really want to focus on this main channel, right? He is also in charge. Let me show. Hold on. Where is it? Bing, 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 bing. Hold on. And he is also in charge of clipping the lives and making them into shorter versions, right? In the second in the second channel, the Content Corner Clips one. And if you're not subscribed to that one, right? If you're not subscribed to that one, do that, right? So together, I did that one. Hold on. Whoop. Go back to the channel. So together, we'll have, and this is for anybody. I'm gonna talk for a person who can have a team of like one more person, right? Or a media team. And then I'm gonna talk from a sense of a team of one, right? So every Tuesday, let me hit you with this side. Every Tuesday, me and Isaiah have a conversation, right? We talk about the live. I upload the live to Google Drive, okay? And then we talk about the lives as far as the different segments and my thoughts on what would make really good shorts, okay? So what are the 2-3 different segments that we're going to cut up that we think are going to do well for the second channel? What one has potential to be a Friday drop? Is it going to be this Friday's drop, or is it going to be a future Friday drop, right? Then we brainstorm about the analytics, right? We go back and forth about what the analytics is talking about, and we come up with different ideas for the Friday drop, right? Because I have, if y'all know, a new video drops every Friday. So I have a live show on Monday, and I have a pre-recorded or just a Friday drop, and we may up that. We're debating. That's why I need to get Isaiah off the second channel, because we may up the main channel. So that's what Isaiah does the editing, right? I do the recording. We come up with the ideas. I come up with the script. I record it. I have 2 cameras that I'm recording from, plus ECAM. I give it to him. Everything that you see on YouTube is because of Isaiah. Okay? The only thing I have full production of is this live, right? How long are the meetings? We're friends in like real life. Okay? So like the meetings could be like 2 to 3 hours, right? 2 to 3 hours, because we're friends in real life. And like I said, I have ADHD. I have a lot of side note conversations. So yes, please give flowers to Isaiah, because this channel wouldn't be where it is because of, if it wasn't for Isaiah. That's where can we find an Isaiah? Isaiah, answer that in the chat. Answer that in the chat. You know what I mean? Answer that in the chat. So So now, what I will say, before we started making the clips and everything like that, one of the main ways, especially if you are a team of one, type in one in the chat. All right. If you are a team of one, type one in the chat. So, of course, I'm going to say, and let me put, there we go. Come on, teams of one. Come on. It's you and you right now. Hold up. Let me give y'all this one, because y'all gonna need it. Y'all gonna need it. Boom. Opus clip. Okay. Opus clip. So, big disclaimer. Big disclaimer. Okay? Big disclaimer. Put N for never. Put N for never. Never take anything that is over an hour of a live. Even if you can maybe trim it up a little bit, I'm cool with that. Never take anything that's over an hour inside of Opus Clip if you want the best results. Okay? If you want something quick, fast, in a hurry, you drop that whole hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, however long you went. Cool. Drop that there. And you're going to get maybe 1 or 2 decent clips. But if you're talking about, how do I make this into a content machine? Never put anything over an hour inside of Opus Clip for the best results. Okay? For the best results. Now, I put a clip that I did about Substack, right? So I did this video. Shout out to everybody who was on live last week. We did a segment about Substack. The whole live wasn't about Substack, but we did a segment that was about 30-some minutes long. And so I put it into Opus Clip. I got 31 possible clips that I can turn into, hold on, let it load up real quick. And I'm just going to show you how I think, right? I'm going to show you how I think. What should we use? Why is this taking? Thank you for your patience. Don't do this. Shout out to when you have tech issues on live. Here we go. Cool. So I can turn this into a vertical video. I can turn this into a square video or a portrait video for carousels. If this was maybe a 5-minute video, or maybe if I wanted to put it on threads or something like that, I would turn it into landscape, right? Just based off the platform that I'm thinking about using it, right? I'm also looking at the transcript. I'm looking at quotables. Did I say anything, right? Did I say anything that was really dope that I can put into threads? Can I put into X? Can I turn into a Substack note? Or can I even take this part and put it into a newsletter? Maybe this clip, this part that I said was fire that I can now turn into a newsletter, right? So I'm not looking at Opus Clip of, okay, the typical, okay, give me all these clips, I can post all of these things. No, I'm not looking at it in that way. I'm looking at what is good from a Reels, Shorts, TikTok vibe. That may not be all of them. That may be 3. Then I'm looking at what would make a good carousel. If I was to put this one together and this one together and this one together, that would make a really good carousel that can explain something. And now all I got to do is maybe add some quotes or some pictures, or maybe this picked out a really dope spot that I can turn into a Substack post or a thread or X. I look at, and this is regardless, let me tell you, this is regardless if I had Isaiah or not. I use Opus Clip this way with having Isaiah, because I'm looking at it of how can this segment be milked out into multiple ways, right? Can you create the carousel for Opus, or do you have to download to make it a carousel? You have to download it to make it a carousel. So you put it into portrait or square mode, whatever your preference is. And then you pick out which ones you want, and then you turn into a carousel. Now, you could put it into Business Suite if you're doing it from your computer. You could do it. Business Suite is a scheduling app that Meta gives you for free. So if you're downloading it on your computer, you can then schedule it from Business Suite. Okay? I appreciate you. I see the potential content funnel, live segments, Opus. Yes, exactly. One plus of Riverside over ECAM is that it makes magic clips like this, so you don't need. Exactly. That is true. That's why I said, for those people who are starting with Riverside is a really dope thing that we may have to talk about on another live. Because I may be exploring it a little bit. I may be exploring it a little bit more. But so cool. So I'm looking at this. Cool. Now I will show you my ultimate tool, and this is a little advanced, and this isn't going to be for everyone, right? And let me log into it, and that's Poppy AI. Shout out to Poppy AI, who's right over there. Right? And I'll show you in real time. How this works, right? So let me get hold on. Where is it? Why is it not letting me log in? Give me a second. Oh, actually, let me show you. And even from let's not even use mine, right? Shout out to those who may have clients. And need to do something, right? Because I need to do this right now for ET anyways. Okay. So, shout out to E, right? ET, Dr. Eric Thomas. If you follow him, type in me. So he dropped a new video Monday, right? Today. Now, this could be your video. Think of it as this is your situation as well. I put this into Poppy, right? And so this is Poppy AI. You can create as many boards as you want. I have a LinkedIn board. I have a YouTube board. I have a content IG board. I have a storytelling board, feedback loop, all of this, newsletter, all of that. Now, I have an ET content breakdown where I literally just hit it right here and it transcribes the video. The great thing about Poppy AI is that it transcribes. You can't hear me. Can't hear you. You can't hear me? Type yes if you can hear me. What are we doing? You can't hear me? I'm confused. Yes, we can. Okay, cool. I was scared. Okay, cool. So what Poppy AI does is it transcribes it as well as it can see your videos, which is important because the thing with ChatGPT, Gemini, things like that, is that it can't see your stuff, right? So this is why I love Poppy AI, because you can organize it in a way where it reads and sees your videos. So with this board in particular, I want to get all his quotes, all the things that I can turn into written and pictures and things like that. So I connect it to the AI, and what I have it do is say, hey, I want you to act like a content creator and strategist. You'll be getting a video, and I want you to turn into 4 tweets, threads, that follow the form and speak if you are Eric Thomas himself, and put it as an actionable guide, opinion, curated list, story. I give it a reference on how to do it. I tell it to grab the tone and add 10 quotes, right? So I'll do you see the new video? Why finishing is the secret. Right? Boom. Oops, I can't even spell. Hold on. Finishing. Cool. Now, I'm showing you this process because you could do the same thing with your lives. You could do the same thing with your lives. You could just take a link, put it in there, and so it says, look, yes, I can see it. Would you like me to create the same? Yes. Right? So boom, it's thinking. And now it's creating all my written posts for me. That's all I do. I just got to go to the board. I got to do that. So I also do this with my lives. I also do this with my YouTube videos, with the interviews that I have, right? Everything is a content system. Everything is a content system. So going back, right? Going back. Let's go back here, right? So instantly, when you're thinking about, all right, I'm doing a live. These are the things that I talked about. I want you to divide it. Put L for long form, S for short, right? Just put the LS. Put LS in the chat. I want you to always think about that. What is going to be a good situation for long form content? What's going to be a good one for short form? And I don't necessarily care if you do long form at this minute. You're now, when you think about, okay, I'm going live, you're collecting a whole database of long forms that when you are ready, you can now post long form content. You can have a whole YouTube channel of just your replays. I'll show you, oops, I don't know why this went like, I'll show you a really good example of someone who has created a whole successful YouTube channel just by doing lives. They don't do pre-recorded videos. They just do lives. So if we go, shout out to my guy, let's see, Curtis. What's his name? Hold on. Why did I blank out on his? Oh, because I'm not on my. It would pop up if I did on my channel. Here we go. Curtis King. Curtis King right now is on live.
I asked that question, but
I don't want to get demonetized or anything like that. But Curtis is on live right now. All right. A lot of what he does. Hold on, let me go. Actually, let me just show you an example. So he goes live. This is him live. Why is it not showing? There we go.
This ain't even the UK, US.
So he reviews hip hop a lot, right? So he'll commentate on and react to different songs, to different hip hop events, all of that. And so what you're going to see on his videos, on his long form, is just that. Is him doing smaller clips of his live. So his videos are like 11 minutes, 7 minutes, 17 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes. This one is an hour. I don't know why. 11, 24. Why? Because people are searching those topics. They may not want to watch the live because honestly, to keep it a buck, from a replay purpose, a person can feel disconnected if they're not watching live. And type me if you've ever tried to watch the replay and you've been on a person's live that really talks to their audience and you kind of felt a little bit disconnected, right? And so you may have clicked off because it feels better to watch it live than necessarily the replay. And so as content creators, we know that. And so what we do is try to remove all the audience interactions, addressing maybe only David because he's in the comments right now. You may not hear, hey, David, da-da-da-da. Like even me and Isaiah, in the beginning, you will see a lot of still the same reaction. Now we're getting really focused on, hey, if there is any addressing the audience, random question that doesn't make sense to be on the replay, let's remove that from the clip. And so he has turned his live shows into a content machine to where now he has 336,000 subscribers. Right? He has different shorts from his lives. He has a whole Instagram, TikTok, all of that. And it's all because of the repurposing. So, everybody put L for live. Everybody put L for live. Because lives can be very intimidating. I'm not going to lie. Right? He's daily though. He is. He wasn't always. That just happened. I promise you, that just happened. My guess is that because you able to provide Poppy with a load of live content with your tone, it does incredibly well with content suggestions and even scripts that aligns with your style. Marco, you are correct. Because think about, this is why I love Poppy, because you can feed it as much of content as you want and put it as like a group and it always reference it. This is why I like it more than ChatGPT and Perplexity and all of that, because I'm able to train it completely as me, right? And how I speak in my tone and knowing it learns it a little bit better, right? So I go live 3 times a week. Shout out to you, David. Come on. Shout out to you. But I say this very respectfully. Okay? I say this very respectfully. Lives aren't going to be for everybody, and it's okay. What I suggest is that you at least try it. It may not be for you. I'm good on always trying different content formats for you to figure out which one you do like, right? Lives are cool for me because I'm an introvert, right? And so me interacting with you guys without feeling the overwhelm of like a live event and being there, and like this is manageable for me for being an introvert. And some of y'all are gonna be like, how are you an introvert doing lives? Because I can turn this off. You feel me? Like, I can be like, all right, we're done. Goodbye. And then I'm home with my dog and my fiance is visiting. So I'm good. I have more control with a live. So it's not as intimidating, because if y'all have ever met me in real life, I'm super friendly, but you will see me dip out in 2.3 seconds. You feel me? In 2.3 seconds. So, but the point of doing a live is to make it as much of a content system so you don't have to create every single day. That's the thing. You're not an introvert. You're a semi-introvert. You haven't met me in real life. I was like, you have not met me in real life. You get up until you do. You can think I'm a semi-introvert. Okay. Get me? Okay. But the whole point of anything that we do is so we don't have to create every single day. I find lives being the easiest way so I don't have to create, right? Like, if you look at my Instagram, if you look at my newsletter, if you look at Substack and anything like that, it's probably a small reference of something that I did on a live. That's it. Something that I did on a live. So I wanted to share all of this because it was requested. And if this was valuable in any kind of way, drop some emojis in the chat. Drop your favorite emoji. If you want to drop the lions, cool. For the people who are part of channel members, drop one of our emojis. That'd be fire too. But if this added any kind of value, that's what I will. I just want to know. Yummy. I just want to know. Another huge. Hold on. Marco said another huge plus of YouTube lives is that when your subs go on the app, lives are always on the top of the app. Therefore, they're more likely to join as a result. That's a fact. Brian asked, don't you have a video that shows how you've trained Poppy AI to write in your voice? If so, can you drop that in the chat? I can. No problem. Hold on. I got you. Let me find it. Shout out to the 105 people that we have on the live right now. Shout out to y'all. Come on. Okay. Where is the Poppy videos? Poppy. This is the very first one. I know that for sure. This one, we might need a part 2. Okay. Well, I ain't mad at that. That's the very first one. And then this was the feedback loop one. Boom. There we go. Okay. So that is that. And now can we talk some Instagram talk? Can we please talk some Instagram talk? Please and thank you. And then I'll go back to YouTube. But can we talk about some Instagram talk? If that's okay, put IG in the chat. Put IG in the chat if we could talk about some Instagram. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's do it. Okay, so there was a small update that you may not have noticed that may really help you. Really help you with your videos. So, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me get my phone. Bing. Okay, I see the IGs. Okay, so Let's do this one. Oh, so we're not going to do is, let me mute that because I'm not trying to get demonetized. Ha! So, if you go into your insights, right, from the Instagram app, right? If you go all the way down, first off, the insights on the Instagram app has gotten a lot better. A lot better. I just dropped the first one in there for you. What'd you drop? What'd you drop? But if you keep going down after interactions, this is something new. When people liked your reel, this is a new insight, which is very, very, very interesting. Hold on, we got a super chat. Come on. Come on, Coach T. Shout out to Coach T. You know what I mean? Gave me a reason to take a sip of water because I am dying low-key. Because I've been going a whole hour and something without taking a drink of water. All right, so this is important because this will allow you to know when people like your stuff. So if we go to another one, let's do this one. If I go all the way down, when did people like it? Right here, right? And you can see certain spikes. This is really good to know just because from an editing standpoint, you could tell when people like something so you could continue to do those things. Oh, people like that? Let me keep that, right? If I did another one, let's do, this was a remix. Let's go all the way down. Boom. You're going to see multiple things, right? So I could look at some of the spikes and see why people liked it and how can I make sure that stays inside of my content. So that's a cool little new thing that it came up with. But what I really wanted to talk about was that we are, especially if you were on the newsletter, you know where I'm going. We are using some of these features wrong. Okay? We are using some of these features wrong. So I did a reel about this, real small reel, right? But each feature has a purpose. And not all features do exactly the same thing. Okay? So what do I mean? So if we want to get more reach and possibly get more followers, I'm not going to do a live. Stories is not going to help me grow my following. Okay? Shout out to my story warriors. Those people who are like, I don't post I'm not consistent on posting, but I be in the stories. Good. You're not going to grow your following that way. It's a very slow climb on that. So Instagram has this great profile called Creators that gives really great creator tips for us content creators, which all of us are. If we create content, we are a content creator. And so if we create content on Instagram, this is something that's going to be very important. We have to post with a purpose. Okay? So if I want to grow my following, if I want to get more reach, I'm going to concentrate on reels and carousels. Okay? If I want to increase my engagement, I'm not going to create reels. I'm going to do carousels. I'm going to do single photos and stories. Now, carousels is something to pay attention to because it could do both get reach and create engagement. It could get reach because you could put trending audio on it And it goes, once you put trending audio into it, it goes into the Reels tab, as well as pop up, depending on what it is, it could pop up on the Explore page. So it's really good for reach, but it's really good for engagement because it could tell a story, right? Talking about stories is great for engagement. Make sure, put S in the chat. Put S in the chat for stickers. Especially those voting ones, the polls and the questions and all of that. Get people to engage with you. At least one every other day. Get them to engage with you. Put a sticker, a poll sticker, a question sticker, the little, the graph joint, whatever you want to do. I want you to intentionally try to engage with your people. All right. Now, single photos still are dope, even though most people are like, single photos are dead. Single photos are still decent. They will engage with your followers. Now, lives and channels, which is the broadcast channels, which is a one-way conversation to your followers, okay? Broadcast channel and lives are only good for your core followers. It's not good to grow a following. It's only there to address your core followers. Now, what I will say, let me take this down. Going back to, wait, let me put this up. Take a screenshot of this. Please and thank you. Okay? So you can have this every single time that you post. Yo, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to increase my engagement. Okay, then I'm going to concentrate on carousel, single posts, and stories. What am I trying to do? Get new followers. Okay, then I'm going to do reach. Okay, I'm trying to do a conversion. Like I want to get people into Create 14. All right, then I'm going to do live. I'm going to put it into broadcast channel. All right. Please take a screenshot. Put it into your stories if you want to. Tell them, yo, Nikki's adding mad value. Slight plug. You feel me? Slight plug. I'm cool with that. But, and this is going back into the live conversation. I do believe that lives are really good as far as conversions. A reel, a post, or whatever gives you a certain amount of time to explain something to a person. And you're allowing the algorithm to hope that they see it. And then if they see it, hope that you did the messaging right for them to understand it. Lives allows you to explain it in your real, true, genuine way, right? So if I was to do, let's say I was doing a whole launch for Create 14, right? I would do a workshop about creating content and monetizing, right? And I would say for the next 14 days, this is all we're going to concentrate on, right? Let me explain what Create 14 is happening. And then I'll go all in on what it is, right? And the importance of at least 30 minutes a day, just concentrating on your brand, figuring out, like, spending 4 days of just ideating, because we don't spend time just thinking of ideas. We don't spend time taking our thoughts and just putting them in one central location and getting an idea bank. We don't spend time, just a little bit of time of just writing up the draft with no pressure of releasing, just writing up the draft. And then spending the dedicated time of just focusing on the launch, focusing on the post. This is why we created 14. So you're allowing people to truly understand the essence, the heart of it, right? The purpose, who it's for, on a live rather than just on a post. Because you're going to feel rushed and you're going to have to do multiple posts. So if anybody is thinking about launching something or want to better explain something to your core people, I'm going to say live. I'm going to say lives. And if you have done that, like, yo, I'm dropping a product, I'm dropping a service, I've gone live, I see that actually happening, put L for live if you've done that yourself. Okay? If you've done that yourself, please do that. And then since I already talked about Create 14, like I said, I'm plugging Create 14 all live. You feel me? Marco said, you could really win here with carousels because they support photo and video. So the audience gets both types of content and you get a new audience. Then you engage it with stories, and stories, you're CTA AF. Shout out to, come on, Marco, with the value. Shout out, everybody give flowers to Marco. Marco been giving value in these chats. You know what I mean? Super value in these chats. All right. So, okay, that was the quick update that I wanted to give about Instagram, because it's so important, like so important for us to post with intentions and correctly. If we're always like, yo, why is my following not growing? Well, you're always on stories, or you're always doing single post, or you're always on, like, you're always doing lives. It's not growing because you're not posting the right situation. So shout out to let's say to Instagram for posting that one. Okay, so let me, oh, wait. Hold on. I want to do one reaction video. How many of y'all have been, or maybe because it's my feed, right? I've been seeing a lot. Actually, let me see if I can find it. I think Charity did it. Charity. There it is. I've been seeing a lot of videos reference this tip. And then I have a debating one. So check this out. Oh, wait. I forgot. I muted it. All right, here we go.
FaceTime.
Stop.
You should treat social media like FaceTime. That'll change your whole life right there. Treat it like FaceTime. You're trying to treat social media like a content creator, and that's why I know nobody rock with you. Because you're like, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. But that's actually what stresses you out. That's why you don't post on social media, because you feel like you got to stay in character. You feel like you got to wake up, you got to get really big, and you got to do this big thing to make people feel like I'm doing the content stuff. And yeah. Like, nah, just treat it like it's FaceTime. Treat it like you're calling a friend. Treat it like you would treat any other normal phone conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a different side to that. How do you connect your phone to either stream? ECAM. I connected it. It treats it as a screen share. All right. So check this one out. Shout out to Vanessa for this one.
Honestly, I feel like creating content nowadays as a millennial feels so fucking hard. Like when I'm on TikTok and I see all these Gen Z people yapping like they're on FaceTime, we always get that advice, yap like you're on FaceTime. For me, I find that so fucking hard because I'm not able to just have an idea, whip up my crusty iPhone in the middle of like driving and just yap. Like I need to put that idea in my Notion, set some time to actually sit down and script it. And then when I film, I actually have to spend time doing my hair and makeup in order for me to feel camera ready. But that is my issue, is what I'm realizing. Because by the time I'm done my highly curated video, these guys have already posted 10 videos on their feed. And we all know that social media is a numbers game. The person who shows up more is gonna have more chances to be seen. If I'm only posting 3 times a week, I've got 12 chances to be seen. These guys, they're posting 5 times a day. They've got like, what, 150 chances to be seen? So it's no wonder they're taking off more than I am, let's say. All this to say, I'm realizing that learning how to not give a shit is truly a skill that I think is worth mastering. And I think what's holding a lot of us back from being successful is the fact that we're treating social media like content creators rather than treating social media like it's just one big ass group chat.
Okay, so let's have this honest conversation. Type in FT if you treat your social media like it's FaceTime, right? Give me the number 3 if you wish you could do that, right? If you wish you could do that. Shout out to Vanessa, like I said. Shout out to Charity. Both of them are pretty much saying the same thing, right? Both of them are saying the same thing, but Vanessa was very real about like, yo, I have a system, right? Now, I look at it in a kind of different way where so how do I want to say this? Yes, social media to an extent is a numbers game, right? To an extent. It goes based off, are you more about quality or quantity? If you're just starting, you have to focus a little bit on quantity more than anything. And you have to figure out your voice. Now, I believe that it's not about treating it like FaceTime. It is a matter of treating it like how you normally talk. That's it. How do you normally talk? How are you normally yourself? It's not always about the cameras and all of that. I did the latest video.
So if I have,
I'll show you. Hold on. The latest video.
Why you back my plug calling?
All I did was a green screen pointing at the Instagram stuff. That's it. Announcing my live. I took my mic, held it in my hand, used my Osmo, just talked. No real editing. You don't see no captions, things like that. But then there are some times where we'll have a highly edited situation based off the lives. There's nothing wrong with having different types of content. But as long as there is a video that represents like just your true authentic self. And that's really what it means. Talk to the camera, create the post as just like your true authentic self. If you are a writer, then write. If you're on Instagram trying to be a writer, then take a picture of what you write and show what you wrote. An amazing person to follow when it comes to showing that way. Shout out to Madi. Madi does a whole bunch of writing stuff. Writing and pictures. Writing and pictures. Okay? That's it. You have to, people always buy from those they like and trust. Exactly. We look at some of our favorite creators. We look at some of our favorite creators and feel like we have to do that. But that's what works for them. Where more and more, especially on TikTok, we're seeing just true conversations. There may be slight edits. You think of the Keith Lee's. Keith Lee does all on his phone, but there's a bit of editing. Removes the silence, zooms in and out, but it's still a conversation, right? Not everything looks like this, where you got the drone going into the thing. Like, not everything looks like this. And I'll say this respectfully. Your feed doesn't represent the whole world. So what you may seeing on your feed is like, yo, everybody is doing, not everybody's doing that. Not everybody's doing that. So the most important part has nothing to do with like grabbing your phone and treating it like FaceTime, because some of y'all don't even FaceTime. I FaceTime all the time. That's really the main way I call people. If I rock with you, I FaceTime you. If I don't FaceTime you, 9 out of 10 times I really don't rock with you like that. Like, I'm like, we don't talk often. If I talk to you often, I'm FaceTiming you. But it's not really about the FaceTime vibe. It's about, how do I show up comfortably? Do I show comfortably in a high definition camera? Absolutely. I feel comfortable with that. But it took me years to feel comfortable with that. I started my live on my phone, right? I started my lives on my phone. And so I got comfortable with using my phone. Then I upgraded, right? Now I wish I could do everything on my Osmo, because that thing is fire. I just wish the transferring to the phone would be a little bit easier. But the Osmo is fire. I'm about to do a whole event. Like, oh, look, okay, watch this. I saw this video and it went crazy. And when I tell you this was a really bad vlog, it was a very bad, like, if you think about really good vlogs, this was a very basic vlog. But because of the topic that it was, it did great numbers. So let me show you. Hold on. Grace Andrews. I think that's her name. Here we go. Yep, Grace Andrews. Grace Andrews used to work with Stephen Bartlett. Y'all know how much I love Stephen Bartlett. So I follow people who are in the team. Like, I study. So even her second one did great. But her first video, Why I Quit Diary of a CEO. Okay. 61,000 views, 43 minutes. We're going to watch a little bit of it. I'm going to stop it here and there for monetization purposes. But I'm going to show you how not good of this content is and how good it did. Okay?
Okay, it's Saturday the 14th of June 2020.
It's already 15 seconds. I don't know what this is about.
5. And I can officially say that I have left the Diary of a CEO, Float Story, Stephen Bartlett, and what I have known to be my world for the last 5 years. And I thought there was no better way of explaining why than to film my last week. So that's what I've done. I've attempted to vlog for the first time ever in my life using this new Osmo toy thing. And I think it's going to be the best way to explain along the way of how we got here. So
let me say why I respect this. we're going to go back to it. I'm giving you the disclaimer that this is, when compared to other vlogs, this is probably not one of the best vlogs. It's probably not one of the best vlogs. It's probably not top 100. But I want to show you how somebody who has worked for one of the top podcasts, who understands production and everything like that, is saying, yo, this is my first vlog. And you're just going to come on the journey with me. Not scared of how it looked, what it may do. I'm just going to still put it out there. And I want to show you how that, what some may say this sucks, this is boring, this, that, and the third, still does great numbers and has still grown a good amount of subscribers in a matter of 10 days. In 10 days, she grew 4,000 subscribers. 4,000. All right. Let's keep watching. Let me make this whoop. Let's keep watching.
If any of the sound works from the last week, let's roll the tapes.
Where am I going? Where are we going? What is happening? This is what we're going to do. We're going to speed this up. We're going to speed this up. Hold on. We're going to go 2.5. 2.5. And I'm going to show you, just for a little bit longer, how imperfection creates numbers. She still hasn't said anything.
Hi. I have been in the office all day and I have just arrived. It is... Oh, that's not this going to work. Where the hell is the camera on this thing? Do you know what's so funny is... I just realised I've stayed here before. I've never been to Newcastle once in my life and I've realised I've stayed in the exact same place before. Starts me to go on, I've been here 5 minutes and I'm already my job.
Now we're in the bed, just talking.
I've already made myself up
Let me slow it up for y'all on this one.
tea because that is what I do. It's my favourite thing to do and that's probably how I will be 90% of the time. I've just landed in Newcastle. I've got a talk tomorrow. I've been in the office all day. Hi. I have a lot to share. We have a lot to talk about this week.
And we're not going to listen to it. I'm just sharing you. This is already 2 minutes into it. This is pretty much the whole vibe for the whole thing. I give her props because she posted. I give her props because she tried. I give her props because she's doing a new format. And even though she has the pressure of, yo, my production is supposed to look like Stephen Bartlett, right? Even Stephen hold on. We've gone through it. Hold on. Behind the diary, right? Hold on. I'm gonna show you. Coming from, and he does vlog styles. So compared to this type of vlog style,
photographer, and they're like, wow, this
Hold
is a
on.
small company.
I'm going to be honest, I'm pissed off. I'm annoyed that nobody told me what I'm about to tell you earlier in my career. And it all makes sense
oh, well, I still have it very fast. I apologize. I have it very fast.
now. It makes sense as to why some people through history have been so unbelievably productive, while other people don't seem to make much progress at all. And it comes down to this idea that I'm about to tell you, which is called signal versus noise. And I'm going to show you how to implement it into your life. Oh, and also there's this essay that I read called Do Things That Don't Scale. I read it like
Already, you know exactly what the video is about, right? You love exactly what the video is about. You know where this is kind of going. Even though he goes different directions later on, you at least know what we're doing.
a decade ago, and it's changed my life so much. So many of you are building things, and you need to know this essay. So stay with me, guys. Okay, we can do this. Just give me 10 minutes of your time, max. Okay, I have to tell you this, probably to share it with you, but also probably because I've just learned something about.
So you see how he's always moving? He's not staying in one place, just talking. Two different situations. Using the same instrument, use same equipment, Osmo, but that's the background she came from. I'm only showing you that, not on some, she's supposed to do that same thing. More on, she did what worked for her, and it's working. And in 10 days, she got 4,000 subscribers. And probably just because when we think about YouTube, not everybody subscribes, right? Not everybody subscribes. There are people who are watching right now. I have 116 people watching right now. I don't know if every one of y'all are subscribed, right? I don't know if every single one of y'all have subscribed. Y'all may just be like, oh, wait, let me subscribe right now. Hold on, Nikki. My bad. But she knows that I'm just going to do what I can do, show up how I can show up, and grow a brand from there. So I shared that video because I wanted to show that imperfection as your true self, because none of us are perfect. Not a single one of us is perfect. But we're perfect enough to post. We're perfect enough to show up, and a person who sees us is going to respect and love us just showing up the way we are. That is it. That's all it is. So if you could do the high production, do it, right? If you can do the Osmo, do the Osmo. If you could just do your phone, do your phone. The biggest thing is just being yourself and showing up as that. I can do lives all the time because it just allows me to be myself. This is not scripted. This is not, I have points. Remember, we talked about research. We have points, but this is not scripted. So, I mean, but anyways, that's all I wanted to show. Oh, I wanted to show one more thing. I have this idea and I want to know if I should do this. Okay. I want to know if I should do this. Let me know. Okay. So I have this idea that I want to start doing a content series about when I'm outside taking a picture and how I turn that picture into an AI video, right? So I tried the idea, just like a kind of like a starting point. So let me show you what I mean. Do I still have the picture? Let me see if I still have the picture. Let me set this up correctly. Let me see if I still have the picture on my phone. The big idea is to go to different, when I'm at different states, to take some really dope pictures just with the phone, nothing camera, anything. Really dope pictures of different things that are happening in the city and then turn it into a story. So I had this picture, right? I was at Mount Trashmore, that's in Virginia Beach, and I was taking a picture of what was in front of me, right? So I just want to give you the starting point. This is me chilling at Mount Trashmore. I was taking a picture of what was like the water, the pond, right? So, hold on. Let me get flow up. Why is this taking forever? Hold up. Okay, so I think it was this one. Now, the voice I got to change. If it says anything, the voice I'll change. But
let me show you what I'm shooting. Let me show you what I'm shooting.
Right? So what I want to do, because that's supposedly King Neptune and everything and the dolphins, and I want I want the camera to go follow one of the dolphins underwater and show their world and things like that. Just make it into a whole situation. Make the character, like the dolphin, a character, and create a mini story from the dolphin. But just like things like that, where how we can turn pictures from our phone into like not real life stories, but like AI stories, that the creativity and our imaginations can go wild, rather just leaving it limited to what's on our phone. So, actually, where is, you took a picture of the lake at the mountain? Yeah, so they have a man-made lake at the park. So I took a picture of it and then created this, just as kind of like an example. So that is, yeah, that's my thought process. Actually, that's fire. Thank you, Robbie. Come on, I'm trying to think of like different things that make sense to me in my head. Like I want to. The reason why I love AI so much is because it allows your imagination and creativity to go wild and not limit to just your skills per se. It's, can you tell a story and with maybe a starting point, right? So yeah, I just wanted I wanted to know if I should do that. I wanted to know. Type yes. Actually, let me do a poll. Yeah. Let me do a poll. Should I do a content series of that? And then of course I'm going to show you how I do that. I do want to show you. Y'all know everything I do, I want to show you how I do it. Should I do that AI video series? Boom. Not Siri. Get me? Not Siri. For sure, I'll watch. Oh, thank you, Robbie. Come on. That means a lot. I live in VA, so I know about the mountain. Yeah. That's Mount Trashmore. So, I was talking about that. If anybody lives in Virginia, next week at the museum, what's the museum called? I'm going to be speaking on a panel. Hold on. Let me get that. Hold on. Right here. Where is my phone? Right here. Virginia Mocha. I'll be speaking August 12th, 6:30 p.m. So if you can make it to Virginia Beach, I'm there. Next week. All right, people, I ain't going to hold you up tonight. I'm still celebrating my birthday. So we going to have to go on a long live next week. Okay? Long live next week. But it's still my birthday, so I want to still do some Legos. I ain't going to hold you. So do me a favor. If you haven't watched the last video that I posted, please, after this, go please watch it. Put P for promise if you're going to watch it. If you are interested in joining Create 14, starting August 12th, where for 14 days we are going to focus on our brand. We're going to pick either the content track or the monetization track. And after 14 days, we're either going to have a whole week's worth of content ready to go, or we're going to have a landing page or a monetization, a landing page or a waiting list for our audience so they could buy our products and services. So if you want to be part of that and you need that, like, yo, I need 14 days to ideate, draft, launch. I need to do that with certain people. I need to be part of Lion's Behavior. I will drop the link for that. I will put that in the description after this is done. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for everybody who hit the super chat. Thank you for everybody who became a channel member. And I'm still on my Substack journey, people. I'm still on my Substack journey. Okay? So come support the Substack. I'm 30 days doing Substack. All right? I truly, 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 truly love it. I'm thinking about really making it one of the top 3 joints for me. I may replace it with Threads. Like, I may get rid of Threads and really focus on Substack. So that is my Substack link. Please, 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 please subscribe. I write some really dope stuff. We got 3 paid subscribers on there. We got almost 200 free subscribers. What do you like about Substack? Low key. So the fact that it could do everything. You could write there, you could do video there, you could do audio there. I now have a paid podcast on there, which is fire, okay? But the fact that it's not toxic, you feel me? It's not toxic. That's one of the biggest things. Like, I see it being really supportive. I see it always giving different tips. It's really dope. Like, hold on. I'll just share a little bit. So, like, these are some of the posts you're going to see, right? Audience issues. Since I started posting on Substack Notes, my subscribers have grown again. The message is clear. Write Substack Notes, right? So people are giving tips. First day on Substack. I spent years on X. My first observation here is how calm my brain feels after using Substack compared to X. Even my heart rate feels lower. So, yeah, it is. It's something that I really, really, really enjoy. My goal for 30 days is to write two Substack notes and 1 post for free and 1 post paid now. Because now I have paid subscribers. First, it was supposed to be just 1 long form post a week, but now I have paid subscribers. So this is amazing. It's probably and definitely one of the quickest ways I've ever monetized on a platform. Because this is my 3rd week now. We're going 4 weeks. This is 3rd week. And I have 3 paid subscribers, almost 200 free subscribers. And I don't feel like I have to post every single day. But I like to. This is one of those things that I don't feel the pressure of having it a certain kind of way. I'm just trying to figure out my own voice here. And it's fire. It's fire. I'm not familiar with Substack. Is paid subscribers the only way to monetize on there? So, yes, from their standpoint, right? But it's having your own newsletter, right? So you could write whatever in there and you can have links to your products, to your services, to your community outside of Substack. And the great thing, the discovery on this platform has gotten a lot better compared to what I've heard in the past. And you get genuine readers, like really genuine readers who actually comment. Like, people are there in ready to read, ready to comment, and ready to like support. It's crazy for me. So once again, my consistency experiment on Substack is 1 to 2 notes a day, which is their short form like tweets and threads. 1 or 2 of those a day. And then 1 long form post, which is the newsletter article, right? Bare minimum. But I have now paid subscribers. So now I'm going to do 1 free, 1 paid. And the paid one is going to be the podcast, right? So it's fire. Substack is dope. Y'all really need to look into it. So yeah, if y'all want to join that journey, go shout out to Keisha. I saw that. Shout out to everybody who joined Create 14. I see y'all joining. Shout out to y'all. All right. Let me head out. I love you guys. It's almost feels like a journal space right now for that friends can respond to. Love it there. And you can add videos and photos if you want. Absolutely. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. You are amazing. Keep doing what y'all do. And y'all know what I'm going to say.